Hey folks, and welcome to another episode of Day Trading, Swing Trading, Market Wrap by InTheMoneyStocks.com. Well, today was a drastic day in the markets with a huge drop, and we finally saw follow-through, which we were talking about on our daily market reports on InTheMoneyStocks.com. Not only do we call the dollar, bond yields, and various other things on InTheMoneyStocks.com daily market report, but we also talk about the market. And for the last week or two, we've been talking on the daily market report about how oversold the market is and how it's just not possible to go long this market, yet at the same time we weren't ready to go short. Well, we finally started a pullback early this week, and that gave us our first short signal when we had follow through the following day. And we mentioned that this was a great shorting opportunity because we finally saw follow through to the downside. All right. In addition, we called the bond yields on there at 460 and said it would move to 5%. And what did happen? But it went right through 5, just like we called it, and topped out around 5.12 today. That caused a major sell in the markets too, because all of a sudden borrowing money is not so easy anymore. If you notice, the last few days, how many M&A deals have there been? How many LBOs? All of a sudden they stopped as rates have gone over 5%. This is a key thing to watch, all right, guys? And while we do feel that a bounce is possible tomorrow, based off a couple moving averages and an oversold technique, we do feel that a correction will continue to price into this market, maybe 2 to 3 to 4 more percent. We don't think a 10% correction is coming at this point because we think the markets will retest the highs before another fall, but at the same time there should be a little bit more to this correction. As you can see on this chart here, we have the markets, and you can see how straight up we've been, and then all of a sudden today we had Tuesday, Wednesday, and then all the way down here. The bar isn't in yet again because it still needs to be put in on these charts, but you have us all the way down here. This dot represents where we closed. So keep that in mind. We even closed below the 50 MA today. Now we should bounce back tomorrow above that 50 MA, but at the same time, it's still a drastic sell in the markets. Stocks got crushed today. All right, you had the Dow down 200 points. We haven't seen a Dow down 200 points since February, the move down in February. Alright, and the move down in February was much quicker. This one seems to be a little longer in patience. We've already had 3 or 4 straight down days in the market. NASDAQ was down 45 today. Yesterday the NASDAQ was also down very big. So what we're seeing here, and let's look at the intraday chart, we saw basically all day sell. All day sell. We saw bounce, sell, bounce, sell, bounce, and hard sell into the close, closing right at the low. The Dow closed at its low down 199, almost 200 points. And you saw a little bit of a bounce after hours, but even so. Right now, it's in the evening, and we're trading up 1.25 on the ES contract for tomorrow. So you can keep watching this. We do think we are due for a little bounce, but nothing drastic again. It's not the thing where you want to go long for a week or two. You might want to go long for a scalp tomorrow, according to day trades, or maybe a quick swing trade of overnight, but that's about it. Alright guys, what I'm going to bring up here is, just quickly, we're just going to look at the NASDAQ chart here, and you can see a drastic fall we had as well. Let's look at the daily. Look at this. Yesterday, today, boom. And what I do think today is at some point we will touch this 50 MA. You see this right here, this line. This line is at 25.31, okay? So that's about 10 points lower. We should sell off at some point during the day, at least 10 points, maybe pierce that down 15 points. At that point, we do think we will get a bounce off that 50 MA, and we'll be watching for that. Alright folks, and again the intraday chart, you can see how drastic the sell is. Then we had a great bounce here in the NASDAQ, but again, look, we closed right at the lows. Alright, let's talk about our day trading and swing trading today. The swing trades we were holding overnight were 2. We were holding blue, which is a longer term swing trade of a month or two. I'm looking at an outlook. We accumulated another 1,500 shares today, so we're holding a pretty big position in this. This chart I love. I don't like the fact that it sold off here, but you got the Stows possibly inching up. The weekly chart's what you really want to look at on this. It looks phenomenal. Alright, it's very hard to find a weekly chart on this blue or on any other stock that looks as good as blue, and that's why we're holding that. Alright, we do have a stop in there, but you have to subscribe to the Swing Trade Alerts to learn exactly where our entry is and our strategy for trading this, for a swing trade, and so forth. Alright, so subscribe to the Swing Trade Alerts if you're interested. CSUN was our play holding it overnight. We were up over $100 yesterday. It gapped up today, as you can see here. Gapped up here. We sold it right over here, scalping another $100 out of it before it fell. Today into the close, we picked it up again, and we are going to look for another move to the upside tomorrow morning, based on a possible bounce in the markets, as well as the stock on the daily. You can see it down here making a little bottom. We should get a little bounce here on the daily chart as well. Remember, this IPO'd about a week and a half ago. We saw a gap up from $11 opening price, $12 here, all the way up to $17 in one day, and it sold off straight. And now we're finally looking like we're making a little bottom here, so we're going to look for that. Alright, just at the open of the day, we had some stem cell news, and based off of that, we tried to pick up the stem cells here. We got a little push up, but nothing significant. We sold it flat. Alright, and what I'm going to do right now is, before I get into any of the other day trades, just bring up my P&L from today, my profit loss, so you guys can see. Alright, I hope you guys can make this out. I'm going to try and do it a little better here. Okay. ASTM, we were flat on. We didn't make any money or lose any money. BDCO was an oil play. Based on oil, we lost money there, $78. Blue, we're still open, but we're down 45 today on that. We have 5,000 shares. CSUN, we closed out 102 profit. We're back in that for a swing trade overnight, and we're down 28 on that overnight position. Fuel, closed out a $12 gain, very small. JRCC, $15. NRMX, we were in this once, we got stocked out. We entered it on a big push down and made back that money plus 150. Very nicely played. The people in the chat room, everyone did well. The Qs we played multiple times. We did a lot of trading today, almost more than I like to do. But sometimes in a market like this where we're so down, if you're going to scalp money on the long side, you can only take tiny amounts and you can't take a lot of risk. And that's why you see small gains here. Because if it's not working out, we take what little money we have and just move on. And that's the key, guys. Alright? Qs, we ended up, this is multiple trades in here. And we closed out $440 there. And WATG, we closed out flat. So overall, you see down here the number $640.54 in closed profit. And an open profit loss, we're down $73.93. So a great day overall, but again, I say we traded a little too much, but it was the type of market it was. This market you can't just stay long in all day because it was so drastically down. If you didn't make money immediately, you got out flat or a small loss, as you can see up here. And when you did make money, you had to do it a few times to make significant amounts. So we still had a great day. I think 12 or 13 straight days of profit in the day trading chat room. However, overall, it was a lot of trading just to make the $640, and you take away the $74, and it's about $570 or so in profit. Alright, which is, again, a great day. I'm not complaining about that, but we definitely overtraded a little bit on that side. Alright, guys. Next, what I want to do is just show the ASTM. Again, that pushed up. Nothing happened. BDCO. Alright, we bought in around here. Thought it was going to do something. It didn't. Based on oil being up so high, it rolled over. We got out with a small loss. Blue we talked about. CSUN we're holding as a swing trade in blue. Fuel was another play. We thought we'd get a nice push up there. Again, nothing really materialized, so we got out flat. JRJC got crushed middle of the day. We picked it up for a bounce. The bounce happened after we covered. It just looked a little weak. We bought it right down here. We got a little bit of a bounce here, but it got weak, and we dumped it for just a small gain. And you can see the nice bounce it had back here. We wish we stayed in that, but again, can't cry over spilled milk. You move on, you pick it up, pick yourself up, and go right to the next play. NRMX, I told you we tried it a couple times here. Once we got stopped out on this play here where it dumped out, got a bounce back. Then we picked it up again down here for a nice profit, covering our loss of $120 plus $150. Great gain on this bounce up right here, alright? Alright, and the only last play we did, aside the WATG, but the Qs. With Qs, we were in and out tons because there was so much volatility here. Look at this chart. Alright, so we picked it up down here, bounced here. Picked it up down here, bounced here. Picked it up down here, bounced here. And then what we did, we actually did 2 trades after hours in the Qs too, making another $120. So after hours, Qs even sold off more. We picked it up for the bounce. And then right around 7 o'clock, believe it or not, I was actually trading still. And I picked it up for another $50 when it sold off even more and then bounced back up. Alright, so folks, lots of trading today. I think we did something like 25 trades. Way too much. Way too much. However, listen, if you're profitable, especially around $500 after commission, you can't complain, guys. And the key here is to have small commissions so you can actually do this without getting whacked. Alright? And we have a preferred broker who, for 1,000 shares, it'll be about $3, give or take. Phenomenal commissions. It's our preferred broker on InTheMoneyStocks.com. You can go find it. Just tell them we sent you and they'll hook you up. In addition, what I want to talk about is the day trading chat room. You all should be joining this by now. There's no reason why when we're positive 12 straight days in a row, and the videos are there to show you every day, and the P&L, the boxes, actual snapshots of the box that we have are there to show you every day. You should not be on board with this. In one day, you pay for the month, and everything else is profit in your pocket. Alright, you take the money, you do what you want with it. We just ask that you contribute to the cost of what it takes to run the chat room so we can teach you. We teach you in the chat room how to read charts, to read level 2, everything you want. So it's there for everyone to do. Tomorrow should be a fun day, guys. Alright, we're expecting a little bit of a bounce, but we might sell early or we might bounce and then sell late. We're not really sure, but either way, we're making money tomorrow, guys. No doubt about it. Have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you soon.